Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
Haha, the Blue Star League has already been established. Liu Shogwa was in a good mood. After Ying Jiang experienced fire, rain, and natural disasters, he announced that he would officially join the Blue Star League, and the Neon Kingdom also joined. The Western Conference Alliance also joined in one after another, and the Blue Star Sky Alliance was truly established. It only took 2 days. Everyone has seen the power of the Great Wall of the universe, and also know that there are really other civilizations in the universe. And very unfriendly. They have to do it together. Ying Jiang called for the support of Zycaxing, but instead made Yanhuang Kingdom. This is an international organization dominated by the Yanhuang Kingdom, and it is more centralized than the Blue Star Federation. That's right, centralization. Yanhuang Kingdom is the only speaker, have the only 1 vote veto power. Usually, everyone is a member of the alliance and can express their opinions, and everyone discusses and makes decisions. But only if Yanhuang nodded his head would he pass. It also makes the world more peaceful. Resources are more concentrated, and everyone can speak. There will no longer be certain countries holding the banner of world police and maintaining world peace, plundering resources everywhere. At the same time, controllable nuclear fusion power plants, magnetic levitation technology, and subcomputers have begun to spread to the world. Yanhuang Kingdom is now the one talking about the front, and there is also a strong support behind it. Yibai also wanted to integrate Blue Star's resources through the Blue Star Alliance. After this meteorite incident, he knew that the space battleship plan must be accelerated. Yeah, I didn't expect Yanhuang Kingdom to climb to the top again in just over a year. As Yiming said, everyone looked at Yibai. Iroar's eyes are full of tenderness. Although she and Yibai have not confirmed their relationship, they are already very close. I'm going to Ying Jiang for a while. This meteorite shell attack should have something to do with them. Yibai frowned. This time, it is easy to see that Ying Jiang has united with Shikashing. So he has to go and see what makes Ying Jiang and Shikashing connect. Go ahead. Yibai nodded, summoned the duernemy armor, and flew directly to Ying Jiang. Came to the sky above Ying Jiang, opened the armor scan. Ding! An abnormal cosmic communication signal was found. Locate Area 51 in no time. Yibai flew over directly. Trump fled too quickly, and Area 51 was completely left behind. All the people fled, and the place was abandoned. The building was blown up a lot by the fire and rain of the previous few days. Yibai saw a huge domed building, and he flew over, entering it through the top that was broken by the fire and rain. It turned out to be a spaceship. I saw that the center of the building is a huge circular flying saucer, which is exactly the same as the UFO traditionally thought of. The light white flying saucer is very smooth in appearance, and there is a circular engine in the lower part. Countless wires are connected to the flying saucer. It can be seen that Ying Jiang wants to study this flying saucer, but obviously the technology is not up to it. Yibai opened Luban's eye directly. Is it locked? Locking. Ding. The analysis is complete. The Sika interstellar cruise ship is a basic spaceship with a short-distance jump engine. It has fewer weapons and has quantum communication technology. It can be unlocked. Yibai is not unlocked. This is just a basic cruise ship. What he wants is a battleship. A space battleship that has the ability to jump in space or open a wormhole and travel directly to long-distance interstellar travel. This cruise ship has a short jump engine, Waluxy. I'm afraid it took a lot of time to come to Blue Star. Meteorite shells took 2 months. 45 light years seems to be an unreachable distance, but for the vast universe, it is only a step away. It takes 2 months to take 1 step. Such technology, Yibai up and down. But he also knew how Eagle Sauce got in touch with Shikashing. Quantum communication technology. Yanhuang Kingdom also has this technology. Because of the existence of quantum computing, their quantum technology is already very mature. Quantum communication is a technology that can ignore distance. Absolutely in sync. This is also the power of quantum computers. And I also understand why I found the God's Scepter weapon system and the Atlantis project, but did not find this flying saucer. It should be that the flying saucer has not been successfully launched by Ying Jiang. Moreover, the flying saucer is a cruise ship and has no attack power, so no danger was identified. Yibai came to the top of the flying saucer, directly tore off the outer shell of the flying saucer with his hands, and entered it. There is a dormant compartment inside, which shows that the technology of Zycaxing is not particularly powerful. Should just be able to star travel. Of course, compared to the previous blue star, it must have surpassed a lot. Trump is also too naive. Other creatures in the universe don't know the position of the other party, so they rashly sent the location of blue star. I thought the other party could help me. As a result, others fired 5 shells, just to test. They didn't help at all, and they didn't take their safety into consideration at all. Can't stay. Yibai accept Area 51. He already got the information he wanted. The hands become heavy electron cannons. Boom. Boom. 2 bolts of lightning shot up into the sky. 2 shells directly destroyed the dome building. The Sika flying saucer inside was also destroyed. Not surprisingly, Zycaxing's technology is not top-notch. As for the specific situation of Blue Star, General should have told them through the communication on the flying saucer. Zhao Lu Zhao, the 5 meteor shells are just a test. Now that he has destroyed the flying saucer, there must be a signal from Sika. They will know that Blue Star is fine, and they have destroyed their communication tools. For the time being, you should not dare to act rashly. Yanhuang Kingdom needs time to build space battleships and human settlements on the moon. He also wants to transform the moon into a star-based star destroyer. He flew into the sky to see the current situation of Ying Jiang. The economic loss was serious, and the infrastructure was also destroyed a lot. But the foundation is still strong. Can be used. Dallas succeeded as President Hua. The Eagle Sauce coins were fully replaced with Yanhuang coins. Then invite the construction company of Yanhuang Kingdom to help them rebuild their homes. Let it be your own fault. Yibai scanned Eagle Sauce thoroughly with the duernemy armor, without missing anything. Time to unlock new tech. Yibai returned to Dragon Academy. The first thing to do is to unlock the technology. Starbase Star Destroyer, he intends to use the super laser cannon from Star Wars 7: The Force Awakens. In the movie, after the Empire speech is over, the whole planet opens up, revealing the super cannon transformed from the planet. A super laser cannon directly across the galaxy, destroying 4 planets in an instant. This is an absolutely devastating weapon. It is most suitable to be used as a star-based star destroyer. It uses the core of the planet as the energy source to drive the cannon to emit high-energy beams. Being able to fight across galaxies means having the ability to warp and strike through space. Yibai drew it on the computer based on the idea of the Star Destroyer in the movie. This movie is not available on Blue Star. Is it locked? Locking. Ding. The analysis is successful. The star-based Star Destroyer uses the core of the planet as energy and the planet body as the carrier of the cannon. Depending on the size of the planet, it can launch 1 or more beams of energy beams that are enough to destroy the planet to attack. Powerful star-based weapons. Unlockable. Unlock. Ding. Unlocked successfully, consuming 2 3-level technology points. The technology data of the star-based Star Destroyer has been fully loaded. Yibai closed his eyes and flipped through the huge amount of information in his mind. As expected of a star-based Star Destroyer, this kind of project is too huge. As long as he has this weapon, Blue Star will have the absolute ability to fight back. This weapon is the same as Yanhuang Kingdom's efforts to develop poached eggs. Just to be able to speak internationally with a heart. The current star-based Star Destroyer is the same. Only with this weapon can human beings have the confidence to speak in the universe. Although the technology of Sika Star is not a top-level powerful civilization, but if you really want to invade Blue Star in an all-round way, Blue Star has no good way other than passive defense. Of course, because of his existence, they are not afraid of the Sika Star attacking. At least the duernemy armor is fully capable of confronting the opponent's fleet. All in all, the external threat is great. There is also a spaceship to unlock. Human habitation on the moon is a mission, but does not require any new technology. Just put the living module in the Wanfeng aerospace carrier on the moon. This task is well done. Just like the life section of the Great Wall of the Universe. Yibai thought for a while. There are many options for space battleships. There are many space battleships in Star Wars, which have the ability to destroy planets and are powerful. There are also many warships capable of interstellar travel in the comics. In the reunion, Gu Shujing's Temple 2 space battleship is also very powerful. Let's use Purple Sweet Potato Essence. Purple Sweet Potato Essence's space battleship number 2 Temple has many other battleships inside, so it is relatively cost-effective to unlock a space flagship battleship and own many types of battleships. In the setting of attack power, Temple 2 not only has a conventional plasma laser cannon, but also a supernuclear bomb. The equivalent of this nuclear weapon is 1,000 times more powerful than Atlantis, equivalent to 350 billion tons of TNT equivalent. Shenlong 5B, the destructive power is about 5 million tons equivalent, 1/70,000 times the nuclear bomb power of Thanos. Big Ivan is 55 million tons equivalent, January 63 times the nuclear bomb power of Thanos. 2 are enough to destroy Titans. Sanctum 2 is a sub-flagship space battleship, among which the Leviathan whale-type ship appeared in the Avengers with a huge body. It can also launch 2 rounds of donuts. The donuts are the space battleships that Ebony Maw captured Dr. Surprise and flew away in Avengers 3. The Vanguard transport ship can be launched in the donut, which is full of combat machine arms. It was used in the war against Wakanda. Therefore, the Temple number 2 of Purple Sweet Potato Essence is more comprehensive, and its weapon equipment is more abundant. As for the larger flagship space battleship Sanctuary that appeared in Avengers 4, Yibai estimates, that his current technology points may not be enough. The Sanctuary is so powerful that it surpasses the Sanctuary too much. He currently has 1 point of 3rd level technology points left, and he estimates that Sanctuary needs at least level 4 technology points to buy. Whether it is the Penrose Singularity Engine or the Star Terminator Cannon, they are all super powerful cosmic technology. Although the Temple number 2 has shortcomings and weak weapon systems, he has already mastered the technology of many weapons. The anti-city cation gun, heavy electron gun, etc. can be strengthened to replace the weapons on the Temple number 2. After the decision was made, Bai directly played the scene of Avengers 3 sitting on the donut number. Is it locked? Locking. Ding. The analysis is successful. The space battleship number 2 of the Temple, a very comprehensive space mothership, equipped with battleships of various sizes and uses, and weak weapons, can be unlocked. The weapon is relatively weaker, and it is more about carrying a large number of people for space travel. Purple Sweet Potato Essence is sailing between galaxies on this battleship. In Avengers 4, it brings Purple Sweet Potato Essence and directly opens the wormhole to Blue Star. Unlock. Ding. Consume 1 point of the 3rd level technology point. The Sanctum 2 space battleship has been successfully unlocked, and the data has been loaded. Because the weapons are weak, so unlocking requires only a little science and technology points. But this is not a problem for Yibai. There are too many weapon technologies in Yibai's hands. The Temple 2 space battleship and the Starbase Star Destroyer are already weapons above the planetary level. It will take the entire planet to work together. So their data is extremely large. Fortunately, there is a quantum computer, and it took Yibai a month to complete all these materials. This is the first time that it takes so long to make materials. The core part is still completed by himself, but other large components can be handed over to others. At present, the workers of the Jiangnan spaceship factory have rich experience in building large-scale space-class warships. In addition, other countries also have experience in participating in the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe, so they can definitely participate. Yibai came to Jiangnan shipyard, where the reconstruction has been completed, and also completed the construction of the second Kunping transport spacecraft. Yibai approached Caillou directly. I need more people. Build a space battleship. Caillou was shocked when he heard the words. He had guessed that Yibai rushed to the universe, but he didn't expect the other party to come for real. Yibai organized a meeting online. Although he is still a major general now, with his reputation, if he wants to hold an online meeting, even the president of the country will go online immediately. Yi Bai, Yi Ming, Lu Shogua, and Yi Ruer are at the Jiangnan spaceship factory. This conference room was specially built by him. With 197 projection settings, this corresponds to 197 countries on the Blue Star. As long as the meeting is started, the participating country representatives can appear in the meeting room through the projection. This is also a feature of the capsule phone. General Yi, long time no see. Badek greeted warmly. If you are free, you can come to your villa in Fudi for vacation. We will treat you warmly. Yi Bai nodded with a smile. When this task is over, I must be a guest. Badek said in surprise, that is necessary, my friend. At this time, representatives of other countries also came online one after another, some even being the president. This meeting is the Blue Star Grand Alliance meeting, so all 197 countries are online. Since everyone is online, let me start talking about the purpose of this meeting. Yi Bai has been very direct in his speech. This meeting has 3 projects that require all countries to participate. All participation? Is it the same super space program as the Great Wall of the Universe? The speed of this scientific research is so fast, as expected of academician Yi. It's only been more than a month since the Great Wall of the Universe was actually lifted into space, and it has completed the research and development of science and technology. I have to admire the strength of academician Yi. Fortunately, academician Yi is here, otherwise, if Zika Star attacks again, our Blue Star will definitely be extinct. All the representatives were amazed at Yi Bai's powerful scientific research ability. Immediately there was a lot of discussion. Yi Bai stretched out his hand and pressed slightly, and everyone fell silent immediately. He is just a major general, and many of the things he is doing are the highest beings in a country, and they all listen to him. Yi Ming and Lu Shogua looked at each other, and they could see admiration in each other's eyes. Yi Bai's growth rate is too fast. No one can stop it. Yi Ruer smiled and looked at the person she liked. Her eyes were full of him. Yi Bai continued. One is the Lunar Human Habitation Plan. This plan is led by researcher Yi. Some countries will draw some scientific researchers and workers. We will use the Kuanping transport spacecraft to transport everyone to the moon. The Luanfeng aerospace carrier will be used as a moon base first. When the construction of the first living area is completed in the human settlement, there will be no need for the Luanfeng space carrier. Are you willing to participate in this project? Badiku raised his hand. We, Fudi, can join. Manpower and material resources are all available. Although the popularity of maglev vehicles is very fast now, but the other functions of oil are still very important. Fudi is still the same Fudi. Our neon country is also joining. The newborn Yamamoto hastened to join, and the Neon Kingdom will never give up the opportunity to expand the territory. The Daos are equally behemoths. Hawk Sauce joins. Although Eagle Sauce was hit by fire and rain, reconstruction was quick after the disaster. The skinny camels are bigger than horses. They are now about the size of bears, and even slightly stronger. Other countries have also expressed their participation. Of the final 197 countries, 143 countries have all joined. Most of the remaining countries are still relatively poor and are still in the process of developing their national power with Yanhuang. Yi Bai is already very satisfied with this number. There are 143 countries, and if one country excludes 1,000 people, there are 143,000 people. So many people are mobilized by Yanhuang Kingdom to build human living quarters. The speed is definitely very fast. You know, Huanghua has the nickname of Infrastructure Madman. Very good, that's enough. My initial idea is to transport 1,000 people from each country. Of course, if there are more people can be sent, but this plan has the lowest priority. Yi Bai came out with a big news. Human habitation on the moon was the lowest priority, and everyone was taken aback. This is the first time for human beings to step out of the Blue Star and settle down in the universe. It is still the lowest level, so what else is there to do above? The 3 of Lu Shogua were also very surprised. They didn't know what the project was. Yi Ruer doesn't care. She supports Yi Bai as always, no matter what. After the human settlements on the moon are completed, people from any country can let their own people go up there, and they can go as much as they want. The size of the residences in their own country can also be expanded according to your own requirements. After all, the moon has no oceans. Asking for flowers. If the country does not have the technology, it can also entrust Yanhuang Kingdom to help build it. For relatively backward countries, we will give preferential treatment as appropriate. The surface area of the moon is 38 million square kilometers, which is as big as 4 Yanhuang kingdoms. Not all human beings immigrated to the moon, so such a large area is enough for all countries to develop. The newborn Yamamoto couldn't wait. He rubbed his hands excitedly. Sure enough, following the Yanhuang country to eat meat, I was really a fool before, and I wanted to fight against the Yanhuang country. 0. Thinking of Trump's current situation, he couldn't help but feel glad that he didn't keep making mistakes. Although their homeland has suffered a great blow, but this time the moon is built by human beings, they must send the most people to build it. Problems such as water on the moon will be solved by the Luanfeng aerospace carrier first. After I develop a planet transformation machine, I will transform the moon into a planet suitable for human habitation. This Yi Bai actually has a goal. If he remembered correctly, Superman was crazy about the movie. When Captain Zod led his team to invade Blue Star, he used a planet transformation device. The huge device is located at the poles of the Blue Star, which can transform the Blue Star into a second Kryptonian. If he uses Luban's eye to unlock it, the effect of natural transformation will be an environment suitable for human living. But this will be unlocked later. The most urgent task now is to complete the mission and the space battleship first. Human settlements on the moon also need the protection of proton energy shields. I will give the specific construction plans and drawings to our Commander-in-Chief, Researcher E, who is the Commander-in-Chief of her plan this time. Just listen to her. E. Rower has participated in the construction of the Luanfeng space carrier and is responsible for the living area. It is also a leader in the construction of the living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe. Therefore, it is best to let her take command of the human settlement on the moon this time. The next step is to arrange the construction of the space battleship. This is the information on Space Battleship Temple 2. Yi Bai plugged the data into the computer, and a huge projection appeared in the center of the conference table, which was the 3D stereoscopic projection of Temple Number 2. When everyone saw such a huge spaceship projection, their eyes widened in horror. This a spaceship? My God, this is too domineering. Is it really necessary to build a spaceship? Oh no, this is a space battleship? It's hard to imagine. Is this what we're going to build? Or is it a future concept released? All the representatives couldn't believe it. It looks more domineering than the Luanfeng Sky Mothership. The huge wings are like the wings of Kuanpeng, and the overall shape is triangular. Yi Bai smiled and said, "This is the sub-flagship space battleship number 2 of the Temple, 870, has a total width of 3,180 meters, a length of 1,670 meters, and a height of 538 meters. This is the size of the sub-flagship Sanctuary 2, and the flagship Sanctuary has an astonishing width of more than 8,000 meters, more than 3 times bigger than Temple 2. After the task is completed and the technology points are sufficient, Yi Bai's next goal is to unlock the Sanctuary. 3,000 meters wide? It's almost 4 times bigger than the Luanfeng space carrier. My God, this is just a sub-flagship space battleship? Fake, as expected of academician Yi, with unbelievable scientific research ability. It's hard to imagine what the flagship will be like. Everyone looked at Yi Bai. In their opinion, such a huge monster with a width of 3,000 meters and a length of more than 1,000 meters was beyond their imagination. The Luanfeng Sky Mothership is already a huge ship in their eyes. But the Temple 2 is several times larger than the Luanfeng Sky Mothership. They couldn't imagine what kind of sobriety this warship would be after it was built. I can't even imagine what a flagship space battleship would look like. This is the basic parameter. It also has 4 Q-shaped spaceships inside. The Q-shaped spaceship can also carry out space navigation. The Q-shaped spaceship can also release a large number of Vanguard transport ships. This is a troop transport spaceship that can be used come and perform login operations in space. The Q-shaped spaceship is a donut. There are 2 big, 2 small 4 on the Temple 2. The Big Donut can carry a large number of Vanguard transport ships, which is the kind of large donut that appeared in the Battle of Wakanda. Donuts. Everyone was shocked when they heard the words. There are 3 spaceships with various purposes in a space battleship. Yibai is so thoughtful. With this space battleship, Blue Star will have the ability to fight in space. For the weapon system, we still use the configuration on the Wanfeng aerospace carrier, which is all built by the Yanhuang Kingdom. The rest will require 10 countries to participate in the construction. Badiku once again took the lead in expressing his position. We, Foodie, can still provide manpower and material resources, and most provide all support, just bring us along. The firstborn Yamamoto looked solemn, and he wanted to join, but human habitation on the moon was his ideal project. We Neon also want to join, our technology is still very strong. In the end, he still wants to join. After all, this is an opportunity to improve the level of scientific research in the country. He wants to pour all the power of the whole country into developing these 2 projects. Yibai grinned slightly. The 10 countries finally decided are the 10 countries that built the living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe last time. This temple number 2 is really huge, but it is enough for 10 countries to participate in the construction. The Wanfeng space carrier was built under the authority of the 2 military regions of the Yanhuang Kingdom, and the construction was completed in more than 2 months. Although Temple 2 is several times larger, with the joint participation of 10 countries, it will definitely be faster. And these 10 countries already have a lot of experience in building space battleships. Yibai believes that the construction can be completed in about a month. Okay, this time you send people to the Jiangnan spaceship factory in Yanhuang Kingdom, and our technicians will command the construction. Temple number 2 is different from the Great Wall of the Universe, and it is most suitable to be built in the Jiangnan spaceship factory. It has been completely transformed into a factory for building large space battleships. No problem, we Foodie will send someone now. Badiku waved his hand casually, and the assistant immediately went down to inform. When he knew he was going to Yanhuang Kingdom, Jianmu was very excited. He has personally seen the power of Yibai, and it would be better if he could learn from Yibai again. The other 9 countries also quickly mobilized their personnel, rushing to Yanhuang country as soon as possible. The last project requires all countries in the Blue Star League to participate. The small countries that originally thought that only a few powerful countries could participate in this project were stunned when they heard about it. There are 197 countries and nearly 8 billion people in the Blue Star League. What project needs to be built on such a huge scale? Even a super space superstar battleship like Temple 2 only needs 10 countries to participate. Yibai saw everyone's surprise and said calmly, "This project requires a lot of ordinary labor, so all countries need to participate. Human habitation is a prerequisite for the construction of a star-based star destroyer. When the human settlement on the moon is completed and a large number of humans go to the moon, the star-based star destroyer can be built at the same time. But the star-based star destroyer is too huge. It belongs to planetary transformation. So the basic manpower requirements are extremely huge. As long as it is a project that Academician Yi said, we will all join and all agree." Bedek said for sure. Dals also nodded. Eagle Sauce will follow up. 2.3 Now they urgently need to re-establish their image in the international arena. The newborn Yamamoto was in a dilemma at this time. His country was small, and he had already joined the construction of Temple number 2. He originally wanted to invest more energy in building human settlements on the moon. But now the project actually wants the whole world to participate. Although Yibai said that everyone's participation is needed, Yanhuangguo is the only talker in the current Blue Star League. Who dares to say not to participate? What's more, it's the project that Yibai said. Finally, everyone joined in. Yibai went on to say, "This project needs to be built after the completion of the human habitation on the moon. Tell everyone in advance that I want everyone to prepare personnel. I want to transform the moon into a star-based star destroyer." Star-based star destroyer? Everyone felt their scalps go numb, and they were all dumbfounded. I have no idea what kind of weapon this is. They can also understand the star destroyer, the cannon that destroys the planet. This is common in sci-fi movies. Special Eagle Sauce likes making this kind of sci-fi movie very much. But that's just a movie. How can it be applied to weapons in reality? Even for the Wanfeng space carrier, they believe that the most powerful existing equipment, the strongest anti-city cation cannon on it, can only destroy 7,000 square kilometers. If you want to destroy a planet, there is still a long way to go. To put it simply, it is to transform the moon into a supercannon powered by the core of the moon. Because the moon is too small, one shot should only be able to destroy a planet across the galaxy. Yibai roughly described the power and concept of the Star Destroyer. Dals was stunned. Wang Defa? Transform the moon. Or a cannon. His God Scepter 22 weapon system is already exaggerated enough. Launched 2,000 weapon satellites around Blue Star. But I didn't expect Yibai to be more terrifying. Directly to transform the planet. Lu Shogwa and Yi Ming couldn't hide the shock in their eyes. Terraforming the moon? After the human settlements on the moon are completed, the moon will be transformed and made into a weapon. Most importantly, this weapon can destroy a planet with one blow. Star Destroyer, worthy of the name. Destroy a planet across galaxies. Badiku exclaimed, then we can completely destroy the Sika star 45 light-years away with one shot. 45 light-years are still in the solar system, and they are not counted as intergalaxies. You can go directly to destroy Sika planet. This alien civilization has always been the biggest threat to Blue Star at present. At least the other party is definitely not holding good intentions. It's absolutely fine, but Shikashing, I have other plans. The overall technological level of Sika Star is definitely stronger than that of Blue Star. Although Yibai's research and development enabled Blue Star to have powerful interstellar warfare capabilities, the overall technology on Blue Star has not kept up. This is still just him leading Blue Star forward alone. So he planned to go to Star Sika after completing the Star-based Star Destroyer and the Temple 2 space battleship. Use the Star Destroyer cannon as a deterrent by force and have a good talk with Sika Star? For Yibai's decision, none of them makes sense. Arguably, without Yibai. After Trump contacted Sika Star, most of the Blue Star has been destroyed with a high probability. At this time, people from Sika Star may be on their way and ready to occupy Blue Star. But after Meteor was blocked by the Great Wall of the Universe, the opponent did not dare to act rashly. So Yibai is the savior of Blue Star at this time. This construction may require millions of people. This is a huge project, so everyone needs to exclude manpower to participate. I will build the core part in advance. As the core part of the Star Destroyer, only he can build it, because it depends on the core of the moon. Only his dual-enemy armor can go. We immediately started deploying manpower, ready at any time. Badiku is the most active, because Yibai went to them to guide the construction. Not only has the technology of their scientists been improved, but also Fudi's international prestige has become higher and higher. Once they were a symbol of wealth. But there is no level of force and technological research and development. Now because of Yibai and their research and development level, after cooperating with Yinhuang Kingdom, the level of force has also increased in a straight line. He is not only able to speak in the Yudong area, even in the Western Conference, he can speak a few words. Representatives from other countries expressed that they would go back and prepare immediately. End of the meeting. All three large projects are well organized. Xiaoyi, these three projects are not in a hurry. You can go home and have a look. You haven't been back for a long time. Lu Shogwa smiled. Up to now, Yibai has been busy all the time, and he really hasn't been back. It seems that half a year has passed. Yibai thought for a while and nodded. He glanced at Iroher. Perhaps the change went a step further. He understood Iroher's mind, and the two got along very well during this time. Lu Shogwa is an old fox. He keenly noticed Yibai's gaze, smiled knowingly, and patted one. Go. I have something to do with you. Before Yiming could recover, he was dragged out by him. Yibai shook his head. Lu Shogwa is really an old fox. I'll go back tomorrow. You can go back with me. Yibai looked at Iroher with very clear eyes. This girl is very good. A national first-level researcher, beautiful and talented. He didn't have any reason to let it go. He couldn't afford to wait for his feelings. Iroher was slightly taken aback when she heard the words. Then her face was covered with blush. She didn't speak. She lowered her eyelids slightly and nodded. My heart is already filled with happiness. Although they haven't been together for a long time, she has long been deeply attracted to Yibai, starting from the first encounter on the new equipment test. When her eyes protrude, there is the shadow of Yibai. For this project, you have to lead a lot of people alone, and you may have to work for a long time, but I will also be on the 72nd moon. Now that it has been explained, Yibai is no longer coy. He is a man. He walked over and grabbed Iruer's hand. Iruer's little hand trembled slightly, but she felt very warm without taking it away. If you have any questions, you can contact me at any time, and I will be there as soon as possible. Iruer nodded, but did not speak. She has always been with scientific research, and she is almost the same as Yibai. That's why it's the first time that someone I like holds hands like this. At this time, Yiming just came in. Seeing this scene, he hurriedly went out again in embarrassment. Yibai heard the movement, smiled and let go. Let's go. I'm going to prepare something to take back. Iruer quickly got up and followed and whispered, I'm going too. Yibai didn't stop them, and the two walked out side by side. Uncle Yi, Chief Lu, I'm planning to go back tomorrow, and now I'm going to sell some things. Come with me. Lu Shogwa laughed loudly and said, Go, go. Yiming coughed dryly. Anthracene, take me to say hello to your parents. Yibai smiled and nodded. Okay. Iruer's face was flushed. She put her head down and dared not look at her father. This is the first time for the two to be open in front of their elders, so this is a confirmed relationship. Who? Song Jia's voice came from the room, and after a while, the door clicked open. Xiaobai? This is Xiaoro. Song Jia was very pleasantly surprised when she saw Iruer. Back then, Iruer took them to visit Ying Jiang, so she was deeply impressed by her. The most important thing is that they saw the shadow of their son in Iruer's eyes back then, and they like Iruer very much. She is beautiful, knowledgeable, and gentle. Although she is a bit weak-tempered, she is easy to get along with, which is also a good thing. After all, Yibai and their family has a good temperament. This kind of girl is the best, and she hardly quarrels. And Iruer's family is also good. It's like Sakako and everything. She is the perfect daughter-in-law candidate. At that time, they felt that their son was too dull. I didn't expect to bring it home directly this time. Lao Yi, come out soon, Lao Yi. Your son brought his girlfriend back. It's Xiaoro, Xiaoro. Song Jia excitedly shouted into the room. Yiji ran out of the room with a look of surprise. Really? Really? When he saw Iruer, he laughed happily and said, Oh, it's really Xiaoro. Come in, haha. Since Yibai became more and more busy with scientific research, they never urged Yibai to fall in love again. Knowing that his son is busy, and knowing that his son is engaged in scientific research for the country, he didn't even call him and asked him to come back and have a look. But his elders, more or less, they hope that their children can have girlfriends. After all, it is not too small. Seeing that Yibai brought Iruer back, everyone was overjoyed. They are so satisfied with Iruer. In Yinjing back then, apart from Yibai, Iruer spent a lot of time with them. You don't say anything when you come back, so your mother and I can prepare more leaves in advance. Yiji glared at Yibai. The son brought his girlfriend home for the first time, and they had to treat him well. Xiaoro, sit down quickly. You're welcome, my wife. You stay here with him, and I'll go shopping. Yiji made the arrangements and opened the door to go out. Songjia is a woman. She can talk to Iruer. He is the best candidate to go grocery shopping. Uncle Aunt, don't bother. Iruer was moved by the enthusiasm of Songjia and his wife. She could tell that Yiji and Songjia really liked her. She glanced at Yibai and found that the latter was sitting beside him with a smile. No trouble, haha. Yiji was so happy that he couldn't close his mouth from ear to ear. He waved his hand and sent the door out. Hey, Lao Yi, I heard your door rang just now. Is someone here? Hi, my son is back. With his girlfriend. Haha. Oh, Xiaoya is back? Oh my god. Your son is amazing. He is a celebrity all over the world, and now he has a girlfriend. Your family is perfect. Ha ha ha. The three of Yibai could still hear Yiji's conversations with neighbors after he left the house. Yibai is very frank. He really likes Iroha. Iroha also likes him, so they will go to the end without accident. Both of them like scientific research. They belong to the kind with the same interests and hobbies, strong abilities, and few things. And his parents' enthusiasm for Iroha, he thought it was normal. When a girl comes to her home, parents should treat the girl well, not to mention Iroha is a good girl. Iroha was a little cautious. It was the first time for her to go to a boy's house. For more than 20 years, besides her home, she is a laboratory. Oh, Xiaobai finally got the hang of it and chased after such a good Xiaoro. Songjia glanced at Yibai and held Iroha's hand kindly. Xiaobai, let me tell you, Xiaoro is weak. You can't bully him. Got it, Mom. Yibai nodded helplessly. He is not the kind of person who would bully his girlfriend either. Songjia looked at Iroha with satisfaction, and the more she watched, the more satisfied she became. I will come here often in the future. If Xiaobai is disobedient, you can tell me, and I will definitely say him. Iroha nodded with a blushing face. Oh, it's great to see the girl blushing so shyly. Songjia almost couldn't help but want to touch Iroha's flushed face. Where can I find such an innocent girl now? My son is so blessed. More than an hour later, Songjia was chatting with Iroha, asking about their health and well-being. After such a long time, Iroha also got better, not as nervous as she was at the beginning. At this time, there was a noise outside the door. Yi Ji is back. I heard that Xiaoya is back. Oh, it's so rare. Let's see. He's a big celebrity. I want to watch Uncle Yi. Our school has released a lot of Uncle Yi videos. Let us learn from Uncle Yi. Yes, let my child see Xiaoya. He admires Xiaoya very much. Everyone, don't worry. There are guests at home today, and Xiaoya's girlfriend is also here. It's not good to let everyone in. Next time. Yibai is so famous. The neighbor who knew Yibai came back went out to talk about it. A large group of people who wanted to see Yibai suddenly came to the community. Yiji happily opened the door and then closed it, but no one came in, so he glanced inside through the crack of the door. I saw Uncle Yi, so handsome, even more handsome than in the video. Oh, that girl is Xiaoya's girlfriend, isn't she? She's so beautiful. She's so talented. It's unbelievable. The old Yi family is too powerful. I can't envy you. It seems that there will be a banquet soon, and the girlfriends are all brought home. Everyone chatted outside the door and left. Iroha was shy again when she heard that there was going to be a banquet. Yiji brought a lot of food. Oh, there's nothing good in this small county town, so let's eat as we go. In small county towns, the family banquet is the highest standard banquet. Going to the hotel is a guest banquet, and only those who have a good relationship will eat at home. Iroha shook her head quickly. It's okay. I'm not picky about food. Haha, okay. Yiji was talking about sending the dishes into the kitchen when Songjia got up suddenly. Wait for me here. Then he walked into the house and came out with some things after a while. She first stuffed a thick red envelope to Iroha. Li Lu Zhao, take this, kid. Don't refuse. This is a gift from uncle and aunt. Iroha wanted to shirk it, but she still accepted it. This is a custom, and it also means that Yi Bai's family recognizes her. She has a sweetheart. Yi Ji leaned against the kitchen door, watching cheerfully. Xiaobai's grandma gave it to me now. I'm giving it to you. Songjia took out a very delicate red brocade box, and when she opened it, there was a gold bracelet inside. This isn't hardware. It's a watch that Aunt gave you alone. She forcibly put the bracelet on Iroha, then took Iroha's white and tender flesh, looked at the gold bracelet, and added a touch of extravagance. It's so beautiful. Once this bracelet is given away, it also means that Yi Bai's parents have recognized Iroha as their daughter-in-law. Iroha glanced at Yi Bai, and the two looked at each other and smiled. Family fun. Hope all readers can have such a perfect home. After the meeting, Badiku immediately asked John Mu to gather all the researchers and prepare to send them to Yanhuang Kingdom. They have joined all 3 projects, and they just need to fully support them directly. Fully mobilized, they all knew in advance that they would go to Yanhuang Kingdom to participate in the construction, and they were already prepared. When you go this time, you must focus on learning. We, Foodie, have money, and as long as we have technology, we can also become stronger. Badiku wants to get rid of Fudi's title of Godahu, and he wants Fudi to be called a real powerhouse. Jianmu nodded vigorously. Don't worry, Your Highness, we will do our best to learn. Jianmu and others boarded the ultra-luxury plane under the welcome of the Chinese people. Black Palace. Mr. President, our country has experienced a disaster, and we can't plunder the world's wealth as before. Now our situation is very bad. You even joined 3 projects, which consumes too much. Michael frowned and looked at Dowles, now that Ying Jiang urgently needs to develop and restore his country's strength. But Dowles even went to join Yanhuang Kingdom's 043 project, which requires money from the region. In the past, Eagle Sauce could transfer domestic pressure to other countries in the world through currency, but now it can't. Now the world's common currency is Yanhuang coins. They have been unable to transfer domestic economic pressure through currency. Now Eagle Sauce has to be rebuilt everywhere, and it is impossible to continue happy education because all the talents are now rushing to Yanhuang, and they must train enough talents. Keeping up with Yanhuang Kingdom's project will allow us to regain prestige and let them see that our Eagle Sauce still has enough strength. We won't be the boss anymore, but it's also not their turn to be the second most powerful country. Indeed, although Eagle Sauce is difficult now, its strength is still strong. But the consumption is too great. We also need to develop new technology. The Yanhuang Kingdom can already share it. We can develop our own super battleship based on it. Although Michael knows that he can't touch Yanhuang Kingdom because there is such a perverted academician as Yibai. But they were still able to rise and stabilize the second position. Now Mao Xiong, Fudi, Kfi, is eyeing up. One has technology but no money, and the other has money but no technology. But now in the environment of the Blue Star Alliance of the Yanhuang Kingdom, these are not problems, they are all rising. So Eagle Sauce urgently needs its own skills. Only by studying with that academician can we acquire more technology, do you understand? Dales is as white as Michael. This guy is still so brainless and short-sighted. Dallas has decided that he is the president, and the Eagle Sauce will be mobilized up and down the country. The best scientific researchers and construction workers all went to Yanhuang Kingdom. Neon Nation also dispatched the most elite scientists, especially those involved in the construction of human settlements on the moon. They can be said to have been dispatched nationwide. This is the best chance to expand your territory. Yibai did not limit the number of people who can build human settlements on the moon, nor did he stipulate the size of the living quarters of each country. To put it bluntly, that is the outpost of the Earth. And there will be more places to live in the future. When Yibai develops the planet transformation device, he can choose more planets suitable for transformation. So the size of the habitation on the moon does not matter. In this way, 10 countries around the world sent more than a dozen special planes, taking tens of thousands of people to the light yellow noodles. For a time, Jiangnan Spaceship Factory welcomed a large number of scientific researchers and construction workers. Rest at home for a few days, during which Yibai went to primary school to attend a speech, and also visited the tourism technology park that he built for himself. It is already the hottest tourist check-in point. The county magistrate's son warmly entertained the whole process, and the people were even more happy. Then Yibai took Rower back to the Jiangnan Spaceship Factory. There are already crowds of people here, and the huge Jiangnan Spaceship Factory is full of people. Scientific researchers and construction workers from 10 countries have all arrived. When everyone saw Yibai, they all greeted Yibai loudly. Yibai smiled and waved to them. Then he called Caillou over. Let them allocate the people. The people who built the Temple No. 2 will stay in the Research Institute for a while, and the other people who participated in the construction of the lunar human settlements can directly board the Kunping transport spacecraft. Okay. Caillou nodded and hurried down to make arrangements. After a while, the crowd began to diverge. Yibai looked at Rower and smiled slightly. You go to the moon first, and then go there after completing the core part of Temple No. 2. Rower nodded obediently. Anthracene, yes? After speaking, she glanced at Yibai and walked towards the Kunping transport spaceship. Yibai set her as the highest authority as himself. Now, Rower can control all the technological products he personally built, as long as they have an intelligent system. and he is going to take some time to make a set of enemy armor and super soldier serum. Although the information on these two technologies has been given to the Dragon Academy of Sciences, they are still unable to research them. It's just too complicated. It surpasses the current technology too much. The people in the shipyard also began to separate, and most of them boarded the Kunping transport spacecraft. Because human habitation requires more workers. This time, more than 100,000 people were mobilized from 10 countries, with more than 10,000 people in each country. Because there is no limit to the number of people living on the moon, there are as many as possible. The purpose is to complete the construction of human settlements as quickly as possible, because there are still star-based star destroyers waiting for them to build. These more than 100,000 people need to build a residence that can accommodate 5 million people in the initial stage. After all the people boarded the ship, the first transport spaceship slowly took off with people and a large number of tools and equipment. Iroher was in the control room, looking at Yibai in the distance, and the two looked at each other from afar. Full speed mode, lock onto the moon target, let's go. Locking her orders, the Kunping transport spacecraft began to accelerate rapidly, and it went straight into the sky in just a few seconds. Everyone in Jiangnan shipyard was amazed. Then the second Kunping transport spacecraft took off with supplies and construction materials. The Luanfeng sky carrier, which has been in a suspended state, is also under the command of Duyu, along with the transport ship. In the early stage, people need to work and live in the fields of proton energy shield and oxygen provided by the Luanfeng space carrier. After watching Iroher leave, Yibai also walked towards the research room. Yibai allocated the components that each country was responsible for building. Because there are also Q-type spaceships and Vanguard transport ships in Temple 2, they need to be built separately. The core parts are all done by Yibai himself. The core power source of Temple 2 is the plasma reactor. This is a brand new reactor, which is almost the same as nuclear fusion and uses magnetic fields to control energy. But one is to control the great change of matter, and the other is to control the plasma. In essence, it is still a nuclear fusion reactor, but the raw materials are different. But they are all inexhaustible, and they are all clean energy. Its structure is almost the same as that of a controllable nuclear fusion reactor. It is not difficult to manufacture, and Yibai directly handed it over to Caillou's team for construction. At present, the controllable nuclear fusion technology of Yanhuang Kingdom is very mature. For other core technologies, Yibai devotes all his body and mind to rapid construction. The Jiangnan spaceship factory is getting busy. Just now, Yanhuang Kingdom completed the injection of Longyuan pharmacy for all citizens. The people of Yanhuang Kingdom can already resist most diseases. This news immediately caused a sensation in the world. Longyuan potion, they all know how miraculous it is. Now that the Blue Star Grand Alliance is established, the so-called network barriers no longer exist. Yanhuang Kingdom has the largest quantum computer, and no one can break it. People can see the information of Yanhuang Kingdom, and the people of Yanhuang Kingdom can also browse the information of other countries without barriers. Everyone on the Blue Star knows the effect of Longyuan potion. Treating diseases, just this item, is enough to make everyone crazy. Badiku jumped up excitedly. They are the first batch of countries who pre-ordered Longyuan potion. Great. We can start receiving the Dragon Yuan potion from Yanhuang Kingdom, haha. This is definitely the benefit of the people. Not only Fudi, but also Abu Dhabi, a super-rich country in the east, all pre-ordered the Longyuan medicine map in the first place. And it's free injection for all. Yanhuang Kingdom also has funding for some poor countries. You can give them injections, and you need to exchange certain resources. And delivered some production lines to Baba Sheep, so that Babaju can also get enough benefits. My God, I can finally use the Dragon Yuan potion. Haha, the great Yanhuang Kingdom, the great Yigod, my God. My disease can finally be cured, and I don't need to go for chemotherapy anymore. Yibai should be included in the history of Blue Star, and our country should build a statue for him. Everyone on Blue Star cheered for joy. Who doesn't want to be healthy and free from disease and disaster? Even regenerate lost limbs. When Longyuan Pharmacy announced that all the injections were completed, Other research institutes and military science and technology development bases in Yinhuang Kingdom have not stopped scientific research. The Dark Dragon armor has been epically enhanced. The people of Lonka Academy removed the YBD-01 sniper rifle and recreated a cationic rifle instead. This is a reduced cation cannon. It is said to be a rifle, but it is no problem to use it to fight tanks. The original magazine has been replaced with a small fusion battery to power the cationic rifle. The fusion battery adopts a modular design, which is very convenient to charge and replace. Asking for flowers. The YBZ-10 assault rifle is still reserved. As the first and most powerful weapon on the battlefield, both soldiers and researchers like it very much. Because of the in-depth research on electromagnetism, the firearms department of the Zhejiang military region has upgraded it. Bullet drive is replaced by electromagnetic drive. Can provide greater kinetic energy and penetration. The bullet has replaced the original intelligent tracking part with the rear part, and replaced the front part with an armor-piercing projectile. 0. It has a more powerful armor-piercing ability because it can deal with stronger enemies that may be encountered in the future. This combination can already penetrate relatively weak phase armor. In addition to the improvement of the equipped weapons, the armor of the Dark Dragon armor itself has also been enhanced. According to the 3-layer armor of the Luanfeng space carrier, the Academy of Dragon Sciences simplified and weakened it to strengthen the Dark Dragon suit. And because eBay created a brand new Scarlet weapon control system, now the Dark Dragon armor also uses a more intelligent Scarlet weapon control system. Works with all the latest gear. The Beiyang military factory has made armor-piercing explosive bombs into individual equipment, similar to individual anti-tank missiles, but smaller and more capable. Individual soldiers can carry a 6-pack launcher. Because the armor-piercing bomb has its own power system, the launching device is very light. It is more useful than traditional anti-tank missiles and can even be used to hit small flying targets. As long as it can be shot, it will definitely be able to get in and explode. 3. The latest Dark Dragon armor has begun to be gradually delivered to the troops, just right as an individual combat unit on Templar 2. The 3 types of tanks can also be boarded with powerful combat effectiveness. These weapons can also be transported with the Kunping transport ship. With the current military level of the Blue Star Yinhuang Kingdom, it has reached the level where it can conduct preliminary interstellar warfare. It's just that other countries are still far behind. Although the technology has been made public, without the help of eBay, it will take a long time to catch up quickly. Time flies, and half a month passes in a blink of an eye. In the Jiangnan spaceship factory, there are already May 13th, and you can see huge components one by one. Tens of thousands of people are building a space battleship at the same time, and they can almost see the progress of each component at a speed visible to the naked eye every day. Phew! It's too powerful. Academician Yi actually detailed the information to such an extent. John Mu sighed, participating in such a construction once is definitely 100 times better than immersing yourself in scientific research. That's right. It's no wonder that the overall level of scientific researchers in Yinhuang Kingdom is so much better than ours. With Academician Yi here, it's hard not to be strong. I feel that there is already a big gap between me and the scientific researchers of Yinhuang country, but considering that these are only guided by Academician Yi, I can't even imagine how powerful Academician Yi is. The more I get to know Academician Yi, the bigger the gap between myself and him, the more terrifying he is. Everyone was amazed. The half-month construction had left a deep impression on them. The original scientific researchers of the Jiangnan spaceship factory have gotten used to it. They have participated in the construction of too many powerful technological equipment. As eBay has continuously improved their cognition, they now feel that this kind of construction is quite normal. All use the latest Z super alloy with phase armor technology. This battleship is absolutely invincible. Not to mention Temple 2, even the Q-shaped spaceships have proton energy shields, especially the large Q-shaped spaceships, which can hold 8 Vanguard transport ships. A Q-shaped spaceship can transport 20,000 troops. It's really terrifying, although the carrying capacity sounds less terrifying than the Luanfeng space carrier and the Kunping transport spacecraft. But after all, it is only a small dedicated individual carrier spacecraft, which is more suitable for flexible troop projection on the battlefield. That's right, equipment with different channels has absolute advantages in their respective fields. The deployment of troops on the battlefield does not require large quantities, but flexibility and speed. Vanguard transport ships are very agile and extremely fast. All the technologies of Temple Number 2 are selected from the best technologies, which can be said to be the collection of the top military technologies on Blue Star. Yibai also completed most of the core modules, the most important of which is the curvature engine. This is a necessary equipment for space jumping. It is also the necessary power for long-distance interstellar voyage. Phew, it's done. Yibai looked at the curvature engine in front of him. If he could unlock Sanctuary, he would have a more advanced singularity engine. A huge portal can be opened directly, allowing the spaceship to cross over directly. As long as there are coordinates, you can reach anywhere in the universe instantly. That is the reason why purple sweet potato essence traveled directly through space to the sky above Fulian building in the final battle. This is an ability similar to the space gem. Half a month later, Yibai came out wearing the Duernemy armor, carrying several huge core components, and then placed them next to the scheduled construction machinery. Now, all the module components of Temple Number 2 have been completed. Academician Yi, it's ready to assemble. Caillou walked to Yibai and said. Yibai nodded. Start assembling. Following Caillou's order, all the scientific researchers stood aside and watched the engineers operate excitedly. I saw huge modular components being hoisted by super-large construction machinery and then slowly assembled together. After every two components have been adjusted, it is only necessary to start the joining procedure. The two module components will automatically fit together, just like a question. As all the components are combined together, Yibai also cooperates to assemble the core components separately. The 3,000-meter-long space battleship only took 2 days to assemble. When the final curvature engine is put into the rear engine compartment by Yi 1.1 by, the assembly of Temple 2 is complete. Haha, it's done. It took more than a month. I didn't expect that we would build such a huge super space battleship in such a short time. I also worked on this project, lol. It's awesome. It's a work of art. Although we can't take this space battleship to travel and fight in the universe, but it is created by us. Satisfied. Everyone excitedly looked at Temple Number 2, excited. This is the crystallization of their sweat. It will replace them and sail in the vast universe. Yibai entered the command room of Temple Number 2. The original throne of purple sweet potato essence has now been transformed into a command driver's seat. Yibai sits on it. This system is the same as that of the Fengkong helicarrier, and it is also connected to Qihong, just to make general command more convenient. At this time, the cab is already full of people. Yibai let all the researchers and builders involved in the construction board the ship. Since they participated in the construction, let's take them to space once and see the vastness of the universe. Otherwise, they may only be able to watch it in the control center on the ground through the spaceship they built themselves. Crimson, self-test program. Received. The self-test procedure begins. Plasma energy reactor detection, normal. Curvature engine detection, normal. Hull fly-by-wire flight control detection, normal. Plasma. As each test was completed 22, Yibai's eyes were fixed. Start. The plasma energy reactor is activated, and the activation is successful. In the center of Temple Number 2, a reactor suddenly lights up. Then the white light became more and more intense. Curvature engine starts. Start successfully. At the tail of the battleship, a circle of white engines started as the energy in the plasma energy reactor continued to pour in, and the engines also started. The white light lights up clockwise bit by bit and finally forms a white ring. The attitude control engine is started, and the start is successful. Plasma assists the engine to start, and the start is successful. As each device was activated, the entire Temple Number 2 slowly floated up. This is the ability to hover vertically with the secondary engine. Fly up, fly up. Haha, so handsome. Unbelievable. Haha, this is the space battleship I participated in building. Yi Bai smiled gratifiedly. Control Center, Sanctuary 2 requests to take off. Please confirm the route. The target is the human habitation on the moon. The route has been confirmed, and the nearby routes have been temporarily closed. All aircraft are cleared and can take off. Crimson, lock onto the flight target, take off. The flight route has been planned. The coordinates have been locked. The distance is too short. Switch to the plasma engine and take off. Such a short distance does not require the space jumping ability of the curvature engine. It is too close. Yi Bai directly tested the ability of ordinary flying. On the huge wings of Temple No. 2, 12 blue plasma engines suddenly became very bright. Then a huge thrust suddenly pushed Temple No. 2. Although everyone in the command room, including those who visited inside the battle, didn't feel anything. But in just 10 seconds, the speed of Temple 2 broke through Mach 100. That's 100 times the speed of sound. And it keeps improving. Mach 100, Mach 180, Mach 340. Temple 2's speed is exponentially faster. Finally fixed at Mach 1000. Mach 1000. Haha, it really did. These are 12 plasma engines manufactured by the team led by John Mu. He knew that the speed on paper was Mach 1000, but he did not expect that the speed could really be reached. Mach 1000, this speed can be called abnormal. It's so fast, but we don't feel it at all. It's too powerful, too powerful. Everyone sighed. The scenery outside passed by extremely fast. In the control center on the ground, all the ground duty personnel were also dumbfounded. Mach 1000. What kind of monster engine is this? The residents not far from the Jiangnan spaceship factory all saw a huge object rising from the ground at a very high speed, and then rushed to the sky. Hold the grass, it's such a day. Termad, that's an airplane? What kind of airplane can be so big? The Jiangnan airship factory is so terrible. I originally thought that the Luanfeng sky carrier would be big enough, but I didn't expect there to be such a big plane. This guy must be several kilometers long. Such a big guy can fly at such a fast speed. My God, it must be God Ye's masterpiece. Only I, Yi Shen, can have such scientific research ability. Everyone took out their mobile phones to shoot videos, except for those who were shooting with their mobile phones at the beginning. 767. Later people didn't have time to take pictures, and it was already very difficult to see the shadow of the Temple Saturn. The speed is too fast. Mach 1000. At this speed, from the blue star to the moon, the time is directly shortened by more than 100 times than that of the Kunping transport spacecraft. The Temple No. 2 broke through the blue star's atmosphere in a short while, as if it was in space, and then the speed began to increase again. This is space. It's so beautiful. Although the background board of space is black, for people who are obsessed with science, being able to see the universe and space with their own eyes is the most beautiful view. Some people were even moved to tears. If there is no Yi Bai, even if they spend their entire lives in scientific research and develop various space equipment, they may not be able to go to space to have a look. Just like the previous space station, they developed it, but only astronauts can enter it. Because the technology at that time was not as powerful as that developed by Yi Bai. People can go into space and see the universe even if they are not trained.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.